Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oldham County Fiscal Court. I'm David Vogel, Judge Executive. We're happy to have those of you who are here with us in the room today, and also who are joining us on the television today at now or some later time today or later when you watch this program. But if you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you have a cell phone, please turn it to off or vibrate. Holly, will you please call the roll?
Magistrate Likens.
Here.
Magistrate Tice.
Here.
Magistrate Woosley.
Here.
Magistrate Jeffries.
Here.
Magistrate Hounds.
Here.
Magistrate Hawkins.
Here.
Magistrate Dye.
Present.
Magistrate Logsdon. Here. Judge Vogel.
Here. Having all members of the fiscal court present today, this meeting is now in session. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Are there any additions? I didn't ask for deletions because this agenda is about as thin as we've ever seen here, but we'll get through it pretty quick today. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Now is there approval for the minutes from our meeting on November 18th?
So moved.
I'll make that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Magistrate Hawkins.
There was a part, and I had asked Holly about this. When we were talking about the moratorium extension, I was wondering how we could word that. I emailed her and I said I didn't have any suggestions about how to reword it, but I understand it was an extension per se of the first one. However, the deadline changed. So should we still be calling it an extension? And I'll leave that up to everyone to decide. I didn't know.
Where are we looking here?
Under community business, where
Under
last
community
time.
business. All right. Okay, motion, public. Or does it say the word extension in there somewhere? It doesn't on my.
Regarding data center moratorium extension. However, it was
I say up there
it
in
was
the
a
headline.
new ordinance.
Well, we did put a new ordinance, but effectively, it is an extension because we're continuing on with something. We just we don't want to break in the timetable. I think we approved a new ordinance to extend the data center. So it's essentially an extension. I don't think it's not. We're not starting over from square one there. We're continuing on from what we had. So I think it looks all right to me.
Okay. I'm okay with it. I just didn't want there to be any confusion when we're reading this, 10 years down the road. But it does state the ordinance number, which is a new ordinance number, which would be clear.
Okay. We'll have our clerk explain why she left it like she did.
So the bolded part that's under each yellow highlighted section, and this is just, I guess, for clarity for everyone, the bolded part is how it was listed on the agenda. So I essentially just put how it's listed on the agenda as the bolded part, and then everything under that is what happened. And then, like I had mentioned to you in the email, is I try to keep it to just actionable items. And so in the motion, it was not listed as an extension. It was just approving the ordinance number KOC 25-910-520. So that's why the word extension is in the bolded heading part, because that's how it was listed on the agenda.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? All right. Hearing none, all in favor of the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. And now we're time for public comment. Is there anybody here today who would like to address the fiscal court? We allow up to 4 minutes. We ask you to, this is public comment for Oldham County residents. We ask you to state your name and your address. If that is too onerous, we'll accept your name only or your address only. If you don't want to do either one of those, then we'll pass on having you speak. So what would you choose to do?
Pardon me?
Would you choose to do your name and address?
Yeah, Jennifer Toll, 3905 Hambletonian, LaGrange, 40031.
Okay, thank you.
I hate public speaking, so I wrote stuff, so hopefully that helps. I know that the comprehensive plan vote or the second reading is postponed for 2 weeks, but I wanted to have my comments to you ahead of time so that you could possibly put them into consideration. So, the events of 2025 within our county give clear indication that Oldham County has reached a crossroads in its development, and there are significant concerns over her evolution. Land use decisions are the backbone of any community, impacting economic development, the environment, and quality of life. These decisions should be based on objective research, economic demands, and community input, leveraging, not threatening, Oldham's heritage, landscape, and resources. As such, it is essential that meticulous attention be given to the progressing of our current comprehensive plan. While significant work has been done on the 2025 plan, increased workloads owing to the events earlier this year likely compromise the attention and effort available for its full realization. As state statute provides, I believe it would be in the best interest of the county to seek an extension on the development of the 2025 comprehensive plan. For a variety of reasons, including, but not exclusive to, transparency, objective insight, state and national expertise, it would benefit elected officials, appointed officials, county staff, and the constituents of this great county for the county to employ a consultant to direct and oversee the plan's development. While I do not pretend to have legal expertise, I have followed the development of the plan, elicited information from both elected and employed officials, and researched extensively the state statutes and legal findings, and am concerned that due to the ambiguous, contradictory, and vanilla language, the plan presented does not serve the intended purpose of a comprehensive plan per KRS 100.183, which provides that the comprehensive plan shall serve as a guide for public and private actions and decisions to assure the development of public and private property in the most appropriate relationships. The elements of the plan may be expressed in words, graphics, or other appropriate forms. They shall be interrelated, and each element shall describe how it relates to each of the other elements. This is a major missing part in the plan that is presented. There is no correlation or indication of how the separate elements relate and support one another. In fact, oftentimes throughout the plan, they contradict one another. The plan as a whole does not serve to tie the individual elements together, nor does it show a working relationship between the various goals and objectives. Further, there are multiple statements within the goals and objective which prioritize the desires of individual landowners over the county or adjoining landowners, which is the antithesis of its purpose. I believe the ambiguous and contradictory statements alone open the county up to a variety of lawsuits. The following Kentucky legal findings, I believe, support this conclusion. The comprehensive plan is the blueprint or roadmap for the zoning process in all Kentucky communities with the zoning laws and planning units. Although many Kentucky communities have no zoning laws, for those that do, the comprehensive plan is a fundamental prerequisite. The comprehensive plan for each community serves as the critical planning guide rather than a straitjacket to the rezoning process. Ward v. Nippenberg, Kentucky. By design, the comprehensive plan should be the guide to future development, even though when adopted, it takes into consideration all current land usages. The comprehensive plan should look beyond current uses and towards future development. It should constantly be undergoing scrutiny and review. Fritz versus Lexington. Oh, well,
Do you need
may
more
I have
time?
continuation to
All
finish?
right, another 1 minute. Court in favor of granting another minute?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, please.
I can forward you all of the laws that support my opinions. I will say that the presiding thing here is that the comprehensive plan is meant to protect the county and not individual rights. And in that it means that people should be able to look at the comprehensive plan and know what they're buying and what that zoning is. So when there are certain statements in the goals and objectives which state unless it compromises an individual's right, that's not right, because in not compromising that individual's right, you could be compromising the landowners next to them's right. And that opens you up to a world of lawsuits, which in the end will cost the county more money. Further, I will say that I do not believe that the procedures for developing the comprehensive plan according to state statute were followed. According to the plan, basically you're supposed to determine, is your research and analysis valid or does it require redoing? If it requires redoing, then you have to redo that. Then you develop goals and objectives, and then the goals and objectives drive the rest of the plan elements. You can go back and look at the comprehensive plan website. They were putting on elements before they had even developed goals and objectives. That clearly does not follow state statute. Further, there have been major changes made to the comprehensive plan that are not supported by research data or analysis. You have completely eliminated the business and industry section of the comprehensive plan, and there is absolutely zero financial data or research that has been presented. That alone is required by state statute. So any changes, I believe whoever wrote the laws was highly intelligent. They didn't want anything to be objective. They wanted it to follow data and research.
Okay, thank you. Sir, okay. Next person. Ask you to state your name and address.
Mary Lowry, 326 Maple Avenue, Pee Wee Valley. Again, addressing the comprehensive plan. I think Amanda Dreckman sent each of you an email. It's very thorough, needs to be read by every magistrate. As you consider this plan, if you need a hard copy, I will give it to you, but I encourage you to do that. There's a lot of research that went into that, as well as what Jen just spoke about, which she can give you a copy of that as well. Several things briefly. The maps have been changed. I feel that green space on the map needs to be further defined as it was originally. There's quite a difference between agricultural land and conservation. Presently, all of the green space on the map is referenced as ag. Protect the land that needs to be protected, which reflects the overwhelming opinion of the survey completed by residents. Creeks, steep slopes, waterways, and watersheds should be defined as what they are, conservation. Flatter, tillable land should be defined as what it is, agriculture. There was no, number two, there was no economic or business section as per statute. The goals and objectives of the section should be outlined and explained. Because there was no committee input does not mean this section can be eliminated. There was no focus group on environment. As discussed above, environmental sustainability was one of the residents' priorities. Yet the section environmental goals and objectives was only 8 pages long. Much of the space was taken up by the repetition of each goal before each objective. There was little information about how they would be accomplished. Transportation, especially referencing 53, I think would be prudent. If roads that are known to be changed in the foreseeable future should be reflected in the mapping. How does one know if you buy property and want to build a house about the implications of future planned road changes? Red pen's a horrific toxic dump, and it should clearly show that in the mapping. Minimum lot size for septic. Most other counties have a 3-acre limit for septic. I was happy that Pee Wee Valley now has an 1.5 acre limit for building. At a minimum, this needs to also be an 1.5 acres. Approximately 75% of the land area in Oldham County is comprised of soils that have severe limitations in adequately supporting septic tank absorption fields. And 6, water and fire protection. This must be at the very least keep up with growth, if not stay ahead of it. So thank you all for listening.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here today who would like to address the fiscal court? All right, seeing no one, I'll close the public comment, and we'll go on to the next item on the agenda today, and that has to do with the paying the county bills.
Make a motion, we pay the bills.
I'll second that.
All right. Moving second. Any question on any of the bills? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Now, under committee reports and recommendations, we have our recommendation to reduce Middlebrook Section 1 erosion control surety bond. Our county engineer is Jim Sullivan.
Yes, thank you. As you stated, the next item is a request to reduce the erosion control surety for Middlebrook subdivision, Section 1. Middlebrook, they posted a erosion control surety in the amount of $28,500 upon starting construction. They've, in accordance with the ordinance, completed an amount that they could be reduced. The ordinance allows them to reduce up to 50%. So, again, based on our inspections, the measures that are in place are sufficient to allow that, and we're requesting the fiscal court approve a reduction in the amount of $14,250.
Judge, I'll move that we accept this recommendation to reduce the Middlebrook Section 1 erosion control surety to $14,250. And this did come through road committee and came to the court with a positive recommendation.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded to reduce the Middlebrook Section 1 surety bond. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item C is our 2026 benefit renewal. Tina Schaaf, Human Resources Director.
Good afternoon. Before you all of the 2026 benefit renewal. We are about 3 weeks behind on this. Normally, we're already in open enrollment and have things going for everyone. This has been a rough year for our medical renewal. We had the initial renewal came back to us at about a 49.9% increase. So we're later this year because UHC wanted to see another month of claims from us before they gave us a quote on next year's premiums. There 3 other carriers declined to quote us. We did have a high claim year this past year, was about $1 million in claims. So after reworking it and going back and forth with UHC and exploring some other options on self-insurance, which didn't work out either, we came back, we decided to, in order to keep the increase you'll see over to the far right-hand side, by keeping the same plan, but increasing the deductible and the maximum out of pocket, we were able to get the increase down to 34.7%. So that was the lowest. That's the recommended plan that we're going with this next year. Now, the increase is not going to be passed on to the employees. The county is going to will absorb that increase. But to get those rates as well, for the HRA, we did make those changes to the HRA to reflect, so the employee is not going to see anything different as far as what they're out for their deductibles and their maximum out of pocket. So the county will be funding the HRAs to reflect those higher deductibles and maximum out of pocket amounts. So that's what the committee is recommending, is to go forward with the 34.7% increase on UHC, and to increase the health the reimbursement HRA so the HRA for the employee only is going to be increased from $4,750 to $6,000, and the family plan will go from $9,500 to $12,000. The employee is still going to only see the 4 and 8 for their deductibles, and the maximum out of pocket the employee will be out for employee only is $2,000, and the family is $4,000. They'll have to submit more claims, obviously, before everything's covered 100% to McGregor, but that additional out-of-pocket and deductible amount will all be in the HRA. So the dental and the vision will all stay the same because those were on a rate hold from last year. And so we kept that the same, and the same with One America for the life insurance that the county provides. The rates are staying the same on those as well. So we are asking for approval on this renewal that's before you and illustrated on the memo to you, and then the rate sheet is included as well for what the county will be paying.
Judge, the human resources met. As Tina said, we agreed to move forward with this. It's a little higher than what we would want it. So I'm going to make a motion. We accept the benefit renewal it for 2026 as presented and to allow you to sign the paperwork needed to do the renewal.
All right?
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Discussion on this? Magistrate Hawkins?
I had most of my questions answered, but when you said you go from the 4,750 to the 6,000, but the HRA is increased, will that HRA increase help supplement from the 4,750 to the 6,000?
It's there for the employee to use. So the employee,
Okay.
they're going to own, their amount is $6,000 for their deductible. They only have to pay for, I mean, the max out of pocket is $8,000 on the employee only, but they're only responsible for the $2,000. So if they go over $2,000, they can get reimbursed from the HRA, either to reimburse themselves or to pay their providers. So the HRA account that we have sitting for the employee to use for the year is being increased, that additional amount for the deductible. Yes.
So they will see really virtually nothing.
They will see, the only change they'll see is they'll have to submit more claims on the HRA side before everything's covered 100%. But as far as money out of their pockets, no.
Okay.
Magistrate Jeffries?
Just to clarify, the dental and eye care is still with Humana, correct?
It is. Mhm.
Nothing
Same rate.
changes?
Mhm. Everything's the same.
Okay.
Magistrate Hounds?
I guess it's too early to ask this question, but I'll ask it anyway. Is there stuff that we can do to help our rate going forward? I mean, yeah. I may not be asking that question correctly.
Going forward, you mean as far as, well, our rates are high because of the claims that we've experienced. If we run a report, like if FRP runs a report and they say, hey, look, your claims are being closed, you're looking good, you might want to ask for an updated renewal, we could do that, probably 3 to 6 months. If we look into it and things are lower, we could get a savings and have a different, like, change our plan year and save some money that way. So say in I don't know, March, we ran a report and we saw that the claims have been lowered and everything's looking up. We could ask for another renewal and then start a new plan year that would be 16 or 18 months? 16 month. It would have to save us, that would save us a lot of money. We could just do another renewal, new plans at lower rates. Because we're fully insured, we don't have the access to the information to get in there and attack things. But if we were to become self-insured, we would have more insight on what needs to happen as far as our group educationally, and things like that. Being proactive, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, we're trying.
I know we're doing that. I mean, there are
Yeah.
some things that we're doing to try to increase our
Wellness.
healthiness, wellness.
Yeah.
Stan just walked in. How does this affect the budget?
She steps aside.
Yeah, why? Tina's like, I'm not answering that question.
It costs more money than we expected.
Okay, well, I don't want to make an assumption because I didn't look at the.
Well, I mean, the budget has a 20% rate increase January 1st.
Okay,
So this is going
we're only
to,
off by 18.
it's going to add, it's going to be, 15%. So we're looking at $350,000 hit for a year on the budget, or about $175,000 for this 6 months.
Okay, because that's 34.7. Okay.
But in all honesty, because of the way the HRA and stuff works with us, and by increasing that self-insured part, those claims probably will not hit till next budget year. So we may be okay.
True. Would you talk about the self-insure thing? That's kind of complicated, I feel like. No, okay.
I mean, we've looked a little bit at that, but we just don't think the timing's quite right for it. I mean, health insurance is a Rubik's Cube. You can turn this or that, but when you have, claims that people get sick and the claim runs up to, $750,000 or more, it's an unexpected hit, and this is just part of life, and also the prescription services are all, everything is very expensive, and I think we've done the best we can, and maybe some people have forgotten there were years where we had no increases at all because our experience was good. But when insurance companies are not in business to lose money, they're going to have to get back to, if they pay out more than they took in, they're going to raise your rates the next year because they have to pay for their overhead and their administrative services plus the risk, and it all goes into the mix. So a couple of things I think have happened to us this year that were just, you can't do anything about them. They're just huge claims that, negative things happen to people in their lives, and we were there to, fortunately, we're there to stand behind them. So,
And the rates we got for a self-insured plan, looking at 75,000, 100,000 caps and stuff, the upside was less than 100,000 possible. The downside could have been 300,000 or 400,000 with all the risk that they were wanting us to think. So you make no sense. But you have to understand that using the HRA the way we do it, we basically are self-insured. That like increasing it to 8,000 from the current level, it sounds like for a single big $8,000 deductible, but the employee at 2,000 starts hitting the HRA thing. So we're taking the risk away from the insurance company on every employee up to 8,000. Insurance does not kick in until 8,000. The employee, is a little bit, but most of it's the HRA, and that's where we self-insured. And when we up the deductibles and stuff, the potential savings are great. It could be $175,000, a couple $100,000 savings. It reduced. We know we got savings on the rate, but looking at history of a way, we do have HRA history, and by taking like on individual from where we were exposed up to 6,750 to 8,000, we've increased our risk 1,250. We only had 9 people in calendar 24 hit 4,750. So, anybody below that would have not hit 6,000 or 8,000. Okay, so we're looking at that, and actually on the family plan, the way it works, upping it, we didn't have any family plan hit more than one. We had one. Think about it. We had one that hit 9,500. The amount that we were exposed on the HRA. So the risk is, for us to lose on the HRA, we would have to have some kind of mass. 20% of the employees have some fairly large claims. Okay, so it's risk. It's like owning assets that are, deployed in 15 spots, and your value of all of them is great, but your chance of all 15 of those spots getting destroyed by a tornado at once is pretty slim. So,
Thank you.
anyone else? So we've got a motion on the floor to accept these rate changes the benefit deductible and other changes here, although there's no additional risk or cost to the employee. We're making that up with this arrangement. So, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. And I do want to thank June Lanham, who is here today, and Jason Rankin, who is not, from Foundation Risk Partners. They have, I mentioned earlier that health insurance is a Rubik's Cube, and they have turned that Rubik's Cube for us every way upside down from Sunday. Had tried to do everything they could to guide us and explain to us every option that was out there. And thank you very much, June, and appreciate the support you and Jason have given us here. And, we're at our second, this is a short meeting here. I promised in the beginning we wouldn't be here long. We don't have any more items to discuss today. We were going to do the plan, the comprehensive plan, but our attorney, County Attorney Barry Baxter, who is, we asked Matt Hudson to sit in today, but Barry wanted to be here to be able to respond to any planning and zoning related questions he may be able to answer. So we pushed it forward, for 2 weeks. So we'll get to it at the next meeting here. So, is there anyone else who would like to address the fiscal court today? All right, seeing no one, we'll close that public comment, and we'll go see if our magistrates have any final things they'd like to address today. Magistrate Likens, anything from you?
Thank you, Judge. I was very pleasantly surprised at how quickly our road departments, both state and county, got the roads cleared. They must have started when the first flake hit, because all the streets were completely clear. So thank them.
All right.
Thank them.
Thank you. We do appreciate the people that got up in the middle of the night to start working and continued on and make it easier for all of us to get out and get where we're going each day. So it's a hidden sacrifice they make, but we certainly appreciate it. All right, Magistrate Tice.
I don't have anything today, Judge. Thank you, though.
All right, Magistrate Woosley.
Judge, I just want to announce the LaGrange, Light Up LaGrange is this Saturday, December 6th from 3 to 9. The light switch will be thrown at 6 p.m. Also, Oldham County Parks and Rec on Saturday, December 13th is sponsoring the Breakfast with Santa at the John Black Center from 9 to 11. And it's still not too late to get a personalized letter to your child from Santa. You just need to go on the website for Oldham County Parks and Rec by December 14th to get that. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Magistrate Jeffries.
Yes, Judge. Just a couple things. Also, to follow up on Magistrate Woosley's comments about LaGrange, they also, and it's a little ways out here, but they're having Winter on the Rails. That's going to be a slip, slide, and skate with us at Springs Park. It's going to be January 1st through the 4th, 2026. So I think I went to the city council meeting last night, and it sounded like it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's coming up right at the first of the year. So put that on your calendar. Also, I had spoken 2 or 3 months ago about the Oldham County Public Library. They have started a new service, a home delivery service for folks that are homebound or can't get to the library if they need to pick up, books or books on tape or whatever. They have this service, and you can reach out to the library here, any of the libraries, and they can get you set up. I think it's something that you have to have either a note from a doctor or it's not like Amazon. You just can't call the library and say, hey, bring me some books or whatever. You have to have a valid medical reason, but it's, I think it's a nice service, especially going into the winter here with folks that are, that can't get out or that kind of thing. Just reach out to the library. They can give you all the details on that. And one other thing I'd like to at least talk about, Shelby County has been working with a group that is doing, it's a program called Backwards Backpack, and it's a new program that's set up for first responders in Shelby County right now, but it provides a backpack to families that have children that are autistic or on the autism scale or whatever, because if they're in an accident or there's a fire and a lot of sirens, a lot of noise or whatever, these backpacks have headphones, they have toys, they have things in there that will kind of help, calm a child down if they have autism. So going to look into that a little bit about what is involved with that, and maybe get the first responders, get their ideas and see if we can implement that here in Oldham County. That sounds like a really nice program, and I know there's a lot of children that would benefit from having those kind of backpacks that would help them if they are ever involved in a first responder activity. So Judge, I think that's all I have today.
All right, thank you. Magistrate Hounds.
Yes, thank you, Judge. We are continuing the food drive in the county at the clerk's offices and Mr. Fisher's office in Planning and Development. There are boxes set up, and happy to take a food box to anybody, any other county building that needs one. I haven't dropped them all off yet. I don't have a good reason for that, just haven't done it. Judge, I know we talked about this, and I didn't see it today because I didn't drive that way, but are we still looking at the reworking some of the foundation plants and that in front of the new courthouse? The trees that are dead, there's a couple of, I'm not sure what that is, but anyway, there's a couple of trees that they were dead a couple of weeks ago. I know you're not talked about that, but are
Yeah.
you working towards replacing those?
Are you talking about the evergreens that have died? Yes, those will all be replaced. They're all under warranty.
Okay.
And exactly when, I'm not sure. I have to ask the construction manager as to when that warranty would kick in. I'm not sure if it's now or spring, but they will be replaced. Right.
Okay. And kudos to the road department again. I mean, it's when you're sitting at home and you hear the truck drive by your house, you know your road's getting cleared. Pearl Harbor Day is December the 7th. Have a remembrance for that, because those folks that were part of that are becoming fewer just because of age, and it's a very important day in our country's history, and we all should take time to reflect on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Magistrate Hawkins.
I've got a few things. One thing is, I wanted to ask Magistrate Hounds, you spoke about the food drive. Last time you spoke about a toy drive. Is that going to happen as well?
There is a toy drive that the South Oldham Fire Department is doing in conjunction with the food baskets that come out of the Crestwood area.
Okay.
And then I believe the Sheriff's Department is working with another group. The sheriff's back there, but can you come up so everybody can hear you up here? I know you. You're not quite that loud.
The Christian church next door has a box downstairs for a toy drive in the lobby next to, right by the Planning and Zoning's entrance. And then down at the courthouse in Crestwood, Toys for Tots, the Marines have a box down there as well. So, yeah.
And are they new toys or gently used?
I believe they want new toys, yes. So, yeah.
When Magistrate Hounds spoke about that, thank you. Last month, I thought, well, I should share this. So when I was a child, I benefited from all of these toy drives that people had. And I think it's cool that it still goes on and we're still able to, as adults, not as like me specifically, give to these things that once helped me when I was younger. So I think it's cool that and I think we should support it because it goes to people that, don't have a lot. And I wanted to also say we're going to have some, and we talked about this in environmental recycling and utilities today, that there will be, and there has been a few sort of pilot programs in the county regarding the dumpsters that are part of our contract with Republic Services. So we will have on, Magistrate Jeffries, you can help me out with this date. It's going to be the 12th, starting the 12th, but the community pickup or community drop-off day to use the dumpster for just stuff that you have, not hazardous waste stuff, but just anything you have that you need to get rid of, but you're not going to drive out to the dump site. You can bring to these dumpsters on, one's going to be in Ballardsville Fire Station, December 13th. And then
16th. December 16th.
It's going to be on a Tuesday. I thought it was going to be on a Saturday.
12th. I'm sorry. It is the 12th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're correct. Sorry.
Okay. And then the next one after that, we're going to have at the Centerfield Firehouse. You're fine. At the Centerfield Firehouse, and we're looking at doing that either January 2, which is a Friday, or January 9th, which is a Friday. So I'll have more information on that. But the pilot ones that we've done so far, which are allowed through our contract through public services, have just benefited so many people around that area to just kind of get rid of things that they just need to get rid of. And I wanted to mention too, somebody mentioned the libraries will take books to people who are sick. Republic Services also has that where they will come to your house, bring your tote can out to the curb for you if you've just had surgery or anything like that. And I don't know if we've ever mentioned that on this body before, but that is a service that they offer if you need that. And I had one last thing, and I wanted to ask, somebody spoke about getting a consultant for the comp plan. And I wonder if there are other counties that you know of that have hired a consultant, and if those other counties also have a planning and zoning department. If you had that answer now or... Franklin County got a consultant? Okay. Okay. It was just a question I had. That's all I have today, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Magistrate Dye.
Yes, Judge. I do this every year, and what has to do with the treasurer, Mr. Metcalf in Frankfurt. He is the keeper of abandoned assets. So if someone in your family, your spouse's family, had, for whatever reason, may have passed away suddenly, you didn't know that much about their financial situation. So after a certain time, these things are turned over to the state for safekeeping until until someone comes and claims them. After a while, it becomes the property of the state. But right now, in Oldham County, he states on his website, which is www.treasurer.ky.gov, there is a database, and in Oldham County alone, there's $3.7 million sitting in his hot little hands that belong to people in Oldham County or heirs or family members. They know that it's like a treasure hunt. It can be dormant bank accounts, unclaimed insurance policies, utility deposits, stocks and bonds, or anything you can find in a safety deposit box. So maybe old Aunt Jane or Uncle Jim or something had some money, they just stuck it in there just in stacks. Well, you might be able to get that. So I can speak from experience. 3 years ago, I looked at this just on a lark, and I found where 3 of my wife's family actually got some money. One of her aunts got a pretty good piece of change. Unfortunately, I found out that I was from the poor side of the family. It wasn't nothing for me. But I'm telling you now, it does work. It's real. And again, if you want to go look up and spend a little time instead of trolling through the ads, go to www.treasurer.ky.gov and see if there's some money there waiting for you. I'd appreciate if somebody called me back and said, "Hey, magistrate, I got $6 or I got $60,000." So remember, there's $3.7 million. That would be $50 for every person in Oldham County if they've worked it out. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Magistrate,
Yes, not to beat a broken record, but I also want to thank the first responders, or road crews, the state, county, and city to clean their crews, our roads off this morning. I went out at about 5:15, and they were pretty bad, but they were getting better. So thank you all for going out and doing that for us. I want to thank the people who put on the Crestwood, Light Up Crestwood. It was a great show last Sunday. Beautiful tree. You can see that tree almost all around the Crestwood area. It's very tall. So thank you all for putting that on. PB Valley's having their Yule Log Christmas show on the 12th or 12/7. So it's not this Sunday, but the following Sunday from 6 to 8 in Town Square.
It is this Sunday.
No, it's the, oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. It's the 7th. I keep thinking we're still in November and we're in 1st of December now. So it is this Sunday from 6 to 8. And I believe PB Valley will be bringing Santa. The fire department will be bringing Santa. And are y'all cooking the chili this year?
We are.
and there and Peewee Valley Fire Department will be cooking the chili also. So just please come out and enjoy yourselves.
All right, thank you. No, we'll wait till after the meeting. Thank you.
What was it?
I'll say something about Light Up LaGrange again. It's Saturday at dusk. Come on down. I'm very happy that we were able to. We've had the courthouse has been dark for the last 2 years. This year it'll be light. We have 2 artificial trees, 18-foot Christmas trees in the front of the courthouse that have been set up. I want to thank the Peyton Samuel Head Trust, Oldham County Tourism, and LaGrange Tourism for donating these trees for us. We also have some other trees up around the old courthouse in the windows and on the front of it. I think will help light up LaGrange quite a bit. And I want to thank our Oldham County maintenance staff that's been out there working hard. They got ahead of the bad weather. They're so glad today they didn't wait to get these trees up. It was a lot better last week than it is this week. So thank you to those people. Also want to mention here that if you're interested in renewing your driver's license, the state is having a pop-up driver's license event here in Oldham County on Thursday, December 11th. The Transportation Cabinet will help you renew your license or upgrade to a real ID and complete a free vision screening. Appointments start at 9:30, and they'll have all the regional office licensing services offered here, except the state police will not be having written or driver testing that day. Walk-ins are welcome. But you can make an appointment. This is going to be at the John Black Community Center. And if you want, I'm going to give this to a representative here from the Oldham era today and ask that he put it on his website as soon as he possibly can. There's a long link here that if I started to go through it, we'd get lost, where you go to if you want to make a reservation for yourself. Walk-ins are welcome, but if you want to make a reservation, you can do that too, assuming the time's open. So I'll give that to the Oldham era here and ask you to put that on your website as soon as you can, because I'm sure it's December 11th. That's a week from this coming Thursday. With that, I thank everybody for coming today, turning out. It's a miserable, semi-miserable day. It's gotten a little better, but it just gives us a taste of what's to come. And I mentioned earlier the Christmas trees that we've put up. In our wonderful county here, we're still calling them Christmas trees. I read this morning on in the news that in Portland, Oregon, they just refer to them as the tree. The word Christmas has been deleted there for some reason, and how sad is that? But it's a decision in that locality, but hope it never comes here. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.